Yep.
That will be edited out.
That was love.
Well, thank you guys for coming to the first Thomasville TTP, which is 10 Tasting Party. Tell the people party. Thank you, Melissa. We're excited, and we're excited about the sprays, and I just wanted to share why we're so excited. And I've got some other people talking about how excited they are. And we're going to talk about what the sprays actually do for you. And it won't take long, but thank you for coming. So this is Pat Lowe, and she's the leader in the company.
Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so excited. Our first one here in Thomasville, North Carolina. We were the first in North Carolina to bring these magical sprays to North Carolina. These life-changing, it's just been a life-changing experience. And we started out in November, and we're just keep spreading the word. And I just want to tell you real quickly, if you don't mind, about my story. My story when I got the sprays, or got on the sprays, I was a very sick woman, actually. And I had hypothyroid, major issues with weight, very, hard to lose weight. I say Oprah has nothing on me because every diet she's tried, I've tried one more. If Dr. Oz mentioned anything on TV, if it was the Garcinia cambogia, the green coffee bean, the whatever, I bought it. It's now still sitting up in my cupboard because with hypothyroid, you've got a messed up digestive system as well, so nothing was breaking down. I didn't know that at the time, but I was taking these pills just praying to lose weight. No remedy. So that was hypothyroid. Along with that came, I also had a problem with, and I sound like I'm falling apart when I tell you this, I had leaky gut. I also had chronic fatigue. I had a back injury in 07 and had 5 bulging discs. So I was a mess. My body was a mess. And I was in a lot of chronic pain. I'm the type of person that you would have never known it. If you met me on the street or talked to me somewhere or met me, you would have never known that I had pain all over my body with also fibromyalgia. So, long story short, got on the sprays, started giving my body nutritionally, putting it back to balance nutritionally, and that is what it's all about. You got to get your body back to being nutritionally sound. Once you do that, I was D deficient, I was B deficient, I was everything deficient. So when I started on these sprays, it balanced my body back out. Guess what? I started losing weight. For the first time in years, I had fought the battle of the bulges. So I am still losing weight. What I love about our Slim is it actually burns the fat where it is on the body. Yay team! And it's going to take it and it's going to really literally start toning you. And I'm starting to see toning. Haven't went to exercise classes, anything like that. I will tell you there is an extra pep in my step now. And I get out, I feel like doing things. I remember a couple years ago we went on a trip to San Antonio. I was miserable because I had fibromyalgia. I could barely get around. I was like an old woman in this young body. But I'm 64. I don't feel 64. I can tell you that, and it's all thanks to these marvelous sprays. So if you're not on them, just take a good listen today. It's up to you whether you decide to change your health one spray at a time. And you can do it with these products, but you have to make the choice. What is it worth to you? Trust me, when you get older, you want to have a good quality of life. Good quality of life. You want to be able to get around still. So think about that because it's all about prevention. So prevent what's coming down the track for you with these sprays. I promise you it'll work. Thank you, and thank you for having me today.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you. And this is Melissa. She's my upline in the company, and she's our physician's assistant. She's got loads of knowledge about the sprays, what they do for the body, and how they help solve problems. So she'll be speaking in a little bit.
Sherry, is the green light on the bottom of that?
It's red.
That's why. Push it again. Hold it in so it turns green.
I got it. Thank you very much. Oh, that is much better.
Perfect.
Right.
Sorry about
So,
that.
I guess I had a loud mouth, I didn't hear.
alright, so I just made this slide the other day because David and I have lost almost 80 pounds total together since April 19th, 2014. And untold inches because I've stopped counting because every day more comes off. And today I was able to get into pants that I didn't think I would be getting into for a while. So they're not wearable yet, but they're button zipped. So every day something's changing. But the sprays are about a lot more than weight loss. I mean, the weight loss is exciting, but there's also a lot of people that don't need to lose weight. But the sprays are still helping them with tons of issues. And the little girl up there, she went to her mother yesterday and said, "Mom, I want my candy." Because kids can use the sprays, even babies can have sprays, and they like the taste, and she's calling her candy, so instead of going for candy, she's getting a D3 spray in her mouth, which kind of tastes like pineapple candy. So that's really exciting to know that our kids are wanting sprays. We've got a kid in here that likes to use the sprays. So, go ahead, Angie. Oh, the next one. And I just want to tell you a little bit about the company. Team Effort Network, I'm going to read this because this is my first time, is a new division founded, the company was founded in 2002. Team Effort Network International is a privately held debt-free company with its global headquarters in California. And we're an internet-based direct selling company using proprietary and state-of-the-art software. Team Effort International stands for a leading edge of e-commerce technology. And we're a multinational company currently doing business in several leading countries in North America, Europe, Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand, with plans for further international expansion into South America. The company is led by Mel and Amy Gill. They actually started their network marketing careers when they were like 19 and 20, and they've never had a job. Their job is network marketing. They became a success at an early age. They started My Video Talk about 11 years ago, and from that company, they branched off into the vitamin sprays because one of their children were sick and they needed help. And they found out she was vitamin D3 deficient. So they searched high and low and they finally had somebody create the vitamin D3. And when their family got well, they knew they had something special. So they created 10, the vitamin side, and February 8th we officially launched selling vitamin sprays here in the United States. That's 2014, so it's just a few months old. If you're tired of taking pills, and like some people that I know, they can't take pills, and 10% is all you usually get absorbed when you take pills, and you can ask people that own porta-john businesses and stuff like that where the vitamins usually end up, and it's usually not in your body where they need to go. So if you're tired of taking pills and wasting money on that, the sprays are the way to get the supplement into your body because it's 98% absorbable, and you don't have to worry about digesting it, just go straight into the bloodstream. And this is what I'm talking about. A pill is 10 to 15% absorbable. A gel and capsule is about 30%. A transdermal patch is about 50%. Believe it or not, sublingual is still only about 60%. And that's because it has to go through the muscle tissue in the mouth to get to the blood. And then we've got the intramuscular injection, which I would think would go straight to the blood, but there again it doesn't. And it's only about 85% effective. Then we have our sprays, which are absorbed right into the cheek. And if you can say the word, mochavuca, it goes into the cheek, which actually goes into the capillaries, which actually goes straight into the jugular vein. So these sprays, the vitamins are getting right into your blood system the minute that you spray them. So that's why they're so effective, and that's why when you try the sprays, you're going to see an effect. You're going to feel right away something happening most of the time. And this is where Melissa Honeybee's going to come up because she's going to explain the product and what they do. So Melissa?
Actually, I want you to read.
Oh, okay, I'm going to read and she's going to help me. Often called the sunshine vitamin, vitamin D3 is actually not a vitamin at all. Rather, it's a hormone produced by the body and stimulated by sunlight. For various reasons, most people are no longer able to produce the necessary amount of this vitamin. These reasons include living in a geographical area in which there is often little sunlight available, using SPF products to protect against the negative side effects of too much sun, the current state of production, shipping and storage of few fresh foods that would naturally provide vitamin D3, certain medical conditions that preclude the synthesis of vitamin, among many other factors. Although some foods are now being artificially enhanced with vitamin D, there are not enough of them to provide all we need. So new research suggests that vitamin D may be one of the best vitamins for your body, as scientists have uncovered up to 2,000 different genes, roughly 1/6 of the human genome, that are regulated by the nutrient. And up to 77% of Americans are vitamin D deficient.
And actually, the study in 2013 is 97%. So it's gone up. So prior to learning about the sprays, did anybody take a supplement of vitamin D? Nobody? You? Mom? Okay. Yeah. Was it pill form?
I'm sure that my multi-pack has it for D.
Probably does. It probably only has 400 IUs. That's normal standard. You're normally, to be nutritionally sound, you need 2,000 international units. So even our multivitamin doesn't have enough to go ahead and keep your D levels up. You have a question? No? Okay.
And is it vitamin D2 or 3?
And normally it is D2 because it is not, they don't have the technique to get the 3 in there. I think the only thing that's out there right now is sublingual drops, if you can even get that, and it's only through, trying to go through the muscle, which if you feel your cheeks spongy, you feel underneath your tongue, it's hard. So most of the time you end up swallowing it and it goes through the digestive system. So then you're not getting that.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What type of conditions does vitamin D deficiency cause? I mean, just general. What?
I have about 200 different conditions. Vitamin D3, if you've got enough nutrition, it fights 17 different cancers, including diabetes 1, diabetes 2, Crohn's, fibromyalgia, any immunity syndromes. So after this, I'll sit down with you and I'll pull up a list and you're gonna go, what? Because, it's huge. The list is huge. And it's just your common things that you may think maybe arthritis is one. Maybe your parents saying that you are getting you're starting to get old and this is something that you're supposed to get. Well, that's not true. Alzheimer's is one, dementia's one, Asperger's, which is a spectrum from autism, and autism has a B and a D deficiency. So it's a widespread. ADHD, vitamin D. So it's huge.
And we have a list out there on the table if you didn't get one of all the symptoms that go with which vitamin you need to help those symptoms. Go ahead, Angie. Our next one is the B Boost. Yay. It's our vitamin B12. It's a water-soluble vitamin. Its role in the operation of our bodies is diverse, from maintaining the nervous system, red blood cells, and energy metabolism to proper functioning of our brains, hearts, livers, and kidneys. It is, in fact, essential for optimal health, performance, and well-being. It is required for normal cellular activity, working with folic acid to create building blocks for RNA and DNA, synthesis of molecules, and help maintain the proper functioning of the genome. This vitamin also helps the nervous system function properly and aids in energy production and in fatty acid biosynthesis. The body uses only small amounts of vitamin B12 to carry out these tasks. Vitamin B12 occurs naturally in meats and other sources of animal proteins. It's not found in plants, and serious deficiencies are rare in healthy individuals who consume a balanced diet. However, some vegans, vegetarians, and elderly, and those who have any kind of gastric surgery may suffer from lower than healthy levels of vitamin B12.
Any questions? All right, in our B Boost, we have vitamin B3 and B6 and B12. So you get a little bit more of the B's in it. Our Boost, what it does is if you eat, it breaks down the food, and that's how it provides you into having natural energy. So if you don't have B in your body, you're just processing food and it's going out. If you have no bee in your body, it's hard to even absorb any of the nutrients, so it just goes into waste. So it's very important. Part of your bee issues, or a lot of chronic diseases again, will go into anemia. That's probably the one that everybody normally knows. Crohn's, because they have problem absorbing. Diabetes again, that's another. Again, dementia, I can go into, fibromyalgia, anything that does with the brain, because B does control your brain, your nervous system, your absorption system, and B needs to be in every cell, just like D, to be able to have you function normally. So it's very important. If you have children that are hyperactive, believe it or not, it says boost, but believe it or not, it settles the mood. It'll help control. And it also helps with combination of D of depression. So.
And I just want to say about that, the B and the D, the brain chemistry thing, the serotonin levels, your dopamine levels, all that balance out. And that's why you start thinking more clear, you start feeling better, that fog lifts, that depression, that sadness, it's amazing how your brain changes all by itself once you get nutritionally efficient.
Yeah.
You know, once you get the right vitamins in your brain, how it works. And then your hypothalamus will start working, and you'll be surprised that you can control your appetite after that.
I say, by experience, you can tell them that you started this, and Sherry calls me a couple days later, and she's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, it's okay, it's all working. So she's like, but I feel great. I'm like, yes. And I feel happy, and I'm like, yes. I said, it stimulates your brain, so things are working, you're starting to get fed. So every day since she started this rate, she would call me in the morning, what is going on? I'm like, enjoy it, enjoy the ride. So
Every day something new's happening, even now.
Yeah.
So it's been 2.5 months for David and I. Every day we're like, oh my gosh, every day there's something new. Okay, so the next one is going to be our Super 10. And Super 10 is a powerful blend of 10 superfoods, antioxidants, minerals, and nutrients for optimum health. A perfect formula of some of the world's most beneficial health and wellness ingredients to help enhance vitality, immunity, and mental clarity, to help you feel like the perfect 10. And it sure is taking us to that status.
yeah.
Aloe vera, maki berry, goji berry, acai berry, 5-HTP, ionic minerals. You said the next one.
It's all right. The thing about it is, it's just to help break everything down, and then you go to your green tea.
Okay, thank you, green tea. Go ahead, Melissa.
So this is one of our, the reason we call it Super 10, because it's your superfoods. And if anybody knows if someone has major stress, we produce oxidative stress. So we have issues with free radicals, and they start breaking down our cells, and that's part of our immune system. It makes us sick. So when we have our Super 10, it starts to feed, of course, nutrients. That's why I like to always say, you got to feed it with everything that you need to keep yourselves healthy. Our Super 10, does anybody have like acid reflux or digestive problems? This is your heartburn, this is your acid reflux. This is your anti-inflammatory. No more Motrin, no more Advils. If you take anything like Motrin or Advil, any nutrients that you have in your system, it cuts your vitamin intake in half. So anything that you put in your system to make you feel healthy before the sprays, you were already depleting your vitamins by using Tylenol, Advil, and all that, because it cuts it in half. Anybody take a PPI or acid reflux medicine, that causes more issues with the side effects. And it starts depleting your Bs and your absorption. So there's a lot of things, everything goes hand in hand. So that's why we have the Super 10 to keep your immunity up, fights oxidative stress, helps you with mental clarity. If you have issues sleeping, Super 10 is your answer. I mean, it lets you have a nice, peaceful rest. And before I go to bed, I'll tell you, I even do my boost before I go to bed. I do the last dose of my sprays at the end of the night. So
You do the boost before you go to
I
bed?
do. Because what happens is it's stimulating my brain so I can have some good dreams, and then it's letting me sleep. And I need my sleep because I promise you I work a lot. So yeah, I do my boost. All right.
The International is the powerful blend of superfoods, antioxidants, minerals, and nutrients for optimum health, and that is our Slim spray. And that's personally one of my favorites. And it's a perfect formula of some of the world's most beneficial health and wellness ingredients to help enhance vitality, immunity, and mental clarity. To help,
Yeah,
Oh,
go over there. Yeah, somehow switched, that's okay.
oh well,
Yeah.
let's continue about the Slim because
Yeah.
the slide's the same as the other one.
Actually, I was like, in our Slim, we have African mango, and that is a very, very strong appetite suppressant, but it has nutrients in it. So it actually is almost a superfood, so that's okay. We have aloe, the other one, we have, I'm up here trying to do my memory, Carolina Ferrita. If you go look that up, there's a lot of articles on it, you probably never heard it before. That's also another appetite suppressant, but between that and the African mango, that's what gets into your system, and it burns your fat, and it helps speed your metabolism, and it does it naturally. So it's not gonna give that stimulant of, you've been on some type of speed medication where it's gonna rapidly hurt your heart, none of that. You're not gonna get a jolt of bad energy, it's gonna be everything that's good. We do have green tea in it, we do have green coffee bean. If you look at green coffee bean, there's even antioxidants in it. So everything we have is all natural. Everything's whole foods, all natural, plant-based. And Garcinia cambogia, of course. And that is that right? It's a mango from India or Africa. If you go to that country, that's actually one of the fruits that when you get greeted, they'll serve it to you because they don't have much to eat over there, and that's what they offer you, so you're kind of full before sitting down for a big full meal.
The
It's kind of
great
good to
thing,
know.
the great thing about the Slim, it will not allow the fat cells to reform. So that's huge, because it's gonna keep your weight off.
So what she's saying is, you know how we have memory in our system? Once it eliminates that fat cell, when you eat something bad, if you continue to stay on the formula, it won't reform a fat cell. So it's gonna continue to take your fat cells that you got in there and deplete it. It may take a little bit over time. You'll probably see more inches before you see a booming full of weight, unless you had major issues and, where you've not done any regimen of losing weight, and then the weight will drop completely off. But I always like to say you're gonna see a lot of inches first, and the great thing about that is you can have 5 pounds of fat this big, but your muscle is this big with 5 pounds. So it's 2.5 times the size of your muscle, which is great news because you're not losing weight, but you're losing a lot of inches. And then it's gonna catch up to let you lose the weight and then, reduce down inches. So I love this spray. It has a couple of them are kind of tart. I like the Super 10, I'm not gonna lie, because it's fruity. And I like the D, those are my chasers under the end. But I think it's Khalifa Washington, one of our girls from Texas, could not lose weight. And she started our sprays, was never exercising at all. And her cousin was really worried about it because she was extremely sick all the time. So she started the sprays, and she lost in 90 days, I believe it was 80 pounds.
Now she's up to
And
90.
yeah, and now she's down, I think it's 4.5, almost 5 months at 98 pounds. So that's huge. I mean, that's a big, drop. And of course, we know the Reeds. David wasn't, I think, interested in, he said in losing weight, but he's losing weight. But, that was one of Sherry's goals, and it's working, so. Very good.
Can I ask though, Slim for somebody that doesn't need to lose weight, just real quickly?
Well, this is the thing, depending on your, what's going on with your system, say, and I use the Slim, even if someone doesn't need to lose weight, if you have hypothyroid, I use that with the boost, and the combination of the two ingredients balance thyroid levels. So you don't have to get on thyroid medication, you don't have to have the ups and downs, the lows. It stabilizes, and it takes probably about a good 35 to 40 days straight, as long as you stay on your regimen, to get levels balanced. And a lot of people can't get their thyroid level balanced, so it's great to have, all natural products that do that for you.
I know. Okay, we're gonna go to Cell Energy, hope it's the right slide.
Yes.
Okay, Cell Energy Energy is our newest spray, and it is a glutathione antioxidant spray. And glutathione actually is the mother of all antioxidants. And we're actually the first company that has this in a spray with our delivery system that really works. It has resveratrol in it, which is like the outside of a grape, and that's good for anti-aging. It has alpha-lipoic acid, which is energy, and
It prevents disease back to the DNA, so when it starts, it'll reverse.
and there's a little bit of natural caffeine, about the amount of a quarter cup of coffee in it for a little boost. And these are the benefits. It increases energy, it slows down the aging process, it reduces muscle and joint discomfort, it strengthens the immune system, it detoxifies the liver and cells, it improves mental focus and clarity, improves quality of sleep, reduces the effects of stress, improves the skin, and athletic performance and recovery
And that's huge.
because of the lactic acid.
Yeah, so this spray is very big. If you look at the benefits from it, the reason I love this is because it's changing so many people's lives. Not only, like she said, on the ingredients, but we are the first one to have a glutathione spray, but not just the spray, but we have the #1 molecule that you have to stay alive in your cell, which is glutathione. And then #2 is alpha-lipoic acid. If you don't have those two cells in your body and they start dying out, you die. That's the only thing that keeps you alive is your immune system. So if you lose your D's and your B's and all your other nutrition, if you lose your glutathione and alpha-lipoic, you're gone. That's it. That's the only thing that keeps you in here for survival. So that's why if you go look at the different diseases, it helps and it works towards it. So what happens is, and I like to do this analogy, and I might help. So I'm assuming there's some NASCAR fans in here, so I'm going to use our body as like a car. This is how I like to explain it. So our body's a car, and if anybody drives a car, you know you have to put what in it to make it move? Gas. So we need to make sure that we have our D in it, which is our gas. And if your car's starting to miss out and it's sounding really bad, what you normally have to change every couple of years? Spark plugs. Yep, so we've got our boost, and every 3 months or 5,000 miles or 3,000 miles on your car, what you got to get in there? Got to change the oil. That's your Super 10. So if you think about a car analogy about our products, what did we forget? You can't drive a car without wheels, and your cell energy is your wheels. So the reason I use that analogy, because we're in, of course, NASCAR driving area, but our body is a machine. We are a machine. And if we don't have the proper nutrition ingredients, like a car has to use, it doesn't function normally. And we spend a lot of money on our children, our pets, and we forget about ourselves. But we can't have those items if we're not here. And your health, if you don't have your health, if you don't take care of your health now, you're not going to be here later on to get it back. And so that's why it's super important for us to remember this. And no matter if you use our products or you use someone else's, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to make sure that maybe you take something back with you. That is very important to make sure you take care of yourselves. But back to the cell energy, the reason I love it so much is because every cell has to have the 2 ingredients that we have in it, and we're the only maker that has that in the whole world. There's not another one out there. And thank goodness we're patented, because we're going to be able to have the market on this, and almost every single person needs it. Now, there's 2 things that if that person can't take this is if they're pregnant or breastfeeding. Because what we want to do is we want the baby to be able to grow and form its own cells. And when a child and woman is breastfeeding, they're already out, we need to let them have, again, their own cells. So we're hoping that she's taking her B's and her D's and her Super 10, which is safe for children and adults. And it's giving her enough nutrition to pass on to the baby. American Academy of Pediatrics, and this is so great because just recently they did an article, and I do a show on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the corporation. 8 and 9, and I did an article with Miss Pat about children and how early they can start using prevention. And we are the only company that has the 2 items, which is our B&D, that the American Academy of Pediatrics are asking parents to start using on children. And there's no other formal way unless you go to the doctor and give them an injection every day. And again, we saw that it's only about 60%. So, and it's very important for a baby that's 1 day old to have 400 IUs, which is international units of vitamin D. And D is right now so important during pregnancy and for a child as soon as they're born, because autism is now linked to vitamin D deficiency. And they had so many things going that they thought it was, you know, immunity shots and all that, but now research is now showing it's a D deficiency. So, and it happens, you know, with parents even before they conceive. Both of them could be deficient. You know, they create life and then it starts growing. And even in our prenatal vitamins, there's only 400 international units of vitamin D. And you're required to have 2,000 if you're not carrying a baby, 4,000 if you are. And they're only getting 400, so that's 10%. So there's one of the links to autism, hyperactivity, a lot of issues, even our B, which is, you know, the brain stimulant and the neurological system, so it's very important. But I was excited to hear that because both of our, 1 spray of each is great for a 1 day old baby, which is great to know. So, I mean, it's a huge market out there. Plus, you know, when you're pregnant, you need to make sure you're getting your nutrients. And if you are on our sprays and you are pregnant, you're most likely not going to be having that, the nausea and all that because you're sound. So, very good to know. All right.
I just wanted to put that one up there. That's David. For what the sprays did for him. This was on our anniversary date. So of June 19th? Yeah, June 19th. So we did that. He lost 25 pounds and 7.5 inches in that 2 months' time. Just from using these sprays. He hadn't even started selling energy by then. So it's just from before. The B Boost, the Slim, the D Power, and the Super 10.
Did you work out?
No, he just drives. Rides in a car.
So it's such a hairy job.
Yeah.
So what happens, it works and it starts getting rid of the fat and you don't, I mean, you don't have to do anything. And you're feeding yourself nutrition. Another tip I want to just let you know, if you're vitamin D deficient, you may be the workout guru queen. You know that last 10 pounds that nobody can get rid of? It's a D deficiency. It stores it in the stomach. So,
Or the fats.
well, there you go. Normally it's in the stomach, but yeah.
I do want to say something about the not doing anything though. Once you start losing the weight and you start feeling better and you have energy, you've got to do something.
It feels good.
You can't sit on the couch anymore. And
Your psyche's totally changed.
I used to hate to get up every morning because I knew all I had to do was face the couch. I had nothing else I could do and wanted to do. Now I don't even see the couch until later in the day. And I swim every day that I can. And so instead of getting horribly sore like I know I normally would have, Cell Energy is making me I just ache a little. I don't have that horrible soreness where I can't move the next day. And so it's really doing its job. So.
Right. And our Cell Energy for athletes that do go out there and hit the weights, it removes lactic acid. So that's what that buildup is, and the next day you're really sore and it hurts. And it'll cut your recovery time down by 40%. So it's good to know. So it reduces the lactic acid. And that's what happens when you use that Cell Energy also. Anybody that has, you know, dementia, Alzheimer's, or even autism, it's lactic acid that's in the brain that can't extract. And so the Cell Energy goes in there and removes it. So the receptors can talk to each other and let things start working again. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said Cell Energy. Even for a child?
1 spray. If they're under 25 pounds.
Okay.
That's standard board for any of our sprays. Anything above 25 pounds, they can have full adult sprays.
All right, that's how we feel. That's what we do every day. Everybody that's on the sprays is partying and dancing, and we do our happy dance all the time. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Any more testimonials?
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good, Angie. Okay, what I want to do now is bring up a couple of people just to share briefly about what they've been experiencing on the sprays and how long they've been using them. So Nicole, if you'd like to come up first, that would be great.
Okay, well, first of all, for me to get up here, that's one result. But that was unintentional. For me, I realized yesterday was day 8 of me being on all the sprays. I went to Sherry's house to try to buy the bee boost because I am vegan and I have suffered B12 deficiency. So I wanted to get the B12 spray because I had been on the sublingual and it helped. It brought me up to par, but I was having to use a lot of them daily to stay there. So I wanted to try the bee boost, sprayed it, felt a difference within, I want to say 30 minutes. So with Sherry's results, I was also confident that after looking at all the ingredients and seeing what it can do for you, that I wanted to try all of them. So I've been on all 5 sprays for 9 days now, and the most tremendous result that I can say that I have felt, I realized yesterday, was that up until about 8 years ago, I had taken different SSRIs, which are selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which lots of doctors prescribe for depression, anxiety. And they're very popular because they're not very dangerous. They don't have a lot of dangerous side effects. I had been taking those, but once I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, I dropped them. Said I don't want to be taking anything. The results that I had expected to experience with them are what I'm experiencing on these vitamins. I didn't experience those results with those medications, and those medications are like Lexapro, Prozac, Wellbutrin. If anybody's familiar with those medications, that's what I'm talking about. And I realized yesterday that I've been keeping a journal of all the side effects, or not side effects, results, it's a positive thing, that I have experienced. And I realized that's what I was looking for whenever I was taking those medications. And so, that's my story.
That's good. You can
On
jump.
top of, yes, well, on top of, I mean, my appetite's improvement, of course, I wasn't trying to lose weight necessarily, but I have had a curved appetite, and just overall, my feeling of well-being is just up here. I feel more confident, I feel happier, it's been great.
She's
So,
big in front of her crowd.
Yeah. Very good. And Nicole, you said you felt in like 30 minutes, you felt maybe a burst energy or some change.
Yes.
What happens is, like we said, when you spray, you get 98% into your body, and so it takes about 3 seconds to get into your bloodstream. Normally, if you swallow a pill, it takes maybe 30 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on if you got quality issues. And then you only get maybe 10% of that, and then the rest is waste. So the reason it's so exciting is that you were able to fill it pretty fast. And I like that. I mean, I've never heard a testimony before, which is exciting to me. But I like the fact that your psyche is changing. And that's, we're supposed to be able to feel full and full of energy and feel good about things and loving life. And it sounds like, not that you weren't before, but things start changing. And every day you're going to probably see different colors that you haven't seen before.
I am.
And I love it.
And the coolest thing about those was that's not what I was looking for in them. Didn't expect it. So my suggestion is for anybody taking them or not taking them, is to write down things that you expect to have in anything, whether it's your mental health or your physical health. Write down what you expect, because
The unexpected.
my experience has been that the unexpected is going to happen as well.
Thank you so much.
I have to say too that now I know how Melissa feels, because I get a phone call every day about something new, and I love it, no matter what time of day. All right, the next people I want to bring up are my mother and my father. Woo! Woo! Yeah. This mother, Linda, and they're just going to share briefly. They've been on the vitamins now the same amount of time as David and I. We all started at the same time, April 19th, 2014. So are you okay to meet you?
No, okay.
So they're going to just tell you a little bit about what they're noticing in their life. So here you go.
Well, I'll start. Like most people, I've tried multivitamins over the years off and I couldn't tell any difference at all in my life. Not at all. Here a while back, I went to my doctor. Oh, first, by the way, I got a real bad back and stuff. Weren't calling my vitamins actually helping. But anyway, I went to my doctor and he said I was real bad low on B12 and started giving me shots. To make a long story short, wasn't a few days Sherry come on with these vitamins. The very first day I took the B12, I noticed a difference. And now I'm taking all of them. I've got the 10, just about. Cell energy, yeah. And today I.
Everybody watch out.
Look out.
Well, this bad back and everything takes a lot of energy out of me, but today has been one day that I have really felt really good.
That's fantastic.
And all I can do is say it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's actually having, I've got heart and blood pressure problems, those are getting unbelievably better. And it's actually having some of my back and my legs, so I just can't say enough for it.
Beautiful. Nice.
And it's why you're, thank you. Hey, Mom.
You're supposed to sing, right?
You wouldn't want me to do that. About 5 months ago, I was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia. And I was really upset about that. And Sherry suggested I try her vitamins. And I did. Well, the first few days, I could not stop cleaning the house. I mean, I worked, and I worked, and I worked, and I worked. And I did it over and over. And about 2.5 weeks ago, I went for an MRI of the brain. I don't have dementia. I do not have Alzheimer's. And it's just, could be anything but the vitamins.
Yeah. That's a lactic acid.
Does anybody in here work out?
Okay.
Okay. The word that Melissa used earlier is called glutathione. For all of us who have stopped growing, our growth plates have stopped, we're at the age now where we age. Glutathione allows your body to reproduce a cell, actually, of a 20-year-old. That's the beauty of cell energy. We all are going to age, we're all going to die. But I think the word that we try to use here is we like to die gracefully. We like to have the best quality of life that we can, as long as we can do what we want to do. But the cell energy is amazing. I used to take a different product called Protandim. That's how I found out about glutathione. And I have worked out all my life. I still work out every day. And what I found with the product, especially the cell energy, is spraying it. It allows your body to recuperate at a fraction of, like, you keep, it's unexplainable. It really is. You wake up and you feel good. I sleep now like I did when I was 18 years old. I mean, when I go to sleep, I can't hardly wake up with an alarm clock in the morning. I mean, to me, that's like, oh my God. I mean, it's so amazing. So, you know, I can just tell people that with the products that you have, with the delivery system that they have, and what it really does for the body, it's amazing. It really is absolutely amazing. So, just trust in the science, because the products work. So, thank you.
I just want y'all to know that was huge because I have been doing this product. My husband has his own stuff. He's been working out. He's even done bodybuilding, staging, all that. And I'm gonna he's like, I've got my own regimen. I got my own regimen. And after I've been doing it, he says to me, "Will you order me some sprays?" So he started. That was huge. And then when he got up there, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna have to mark this in my calendar because that was thought was exciting.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Does he,
Yeah,
do you use all of the sprays?
yes, I use all of them.
And he replaced all his, he no longer uses any of his products anymore, it's only yours.
Just give you the average day for me. I mean, when I work out, like today, I got up and mowed the yard, and then I went and swam 30 laps in the pool. So then I come up here. But the average day for me is I go, I work out, and I go swim. And then when I sleep, it's, you know, a lot of times, I'm 53 years old. So you're gonna, as each year goes by, you age faster and faster. Well, the beauty of the cells is that when you do the glutathione, it reverses the aging process of the cell. So your body produces a healthier, younger cell than what it did before because you're raising the glutathione levels of an average. Your body, I'll explain it a bit like this. When you're 20 years old, that's when the aging process really kicks in. Believe it or not, it's the age of 20, because that's when the growth plates stop. Sometimes growth plates stop at 18, 19, but average is 20. So that's when the aging process starts. So by raising the glutathione levels back to where you were at 20 years old, it's reversing the aging process. So when your body produces all healthier cells every 4 months, it's producing the healthier cells that you had when you were young.
And then we also have the resveratrol, which is the anti-reversal agent of the DNA. So it's not just a glutathione, that's why ours is so special. We have the alpha lipoic, which is number 2 cell that you have to have, glutathione, which is the number 1. Then combine it with resveratrol, and like Sherry said, it comes in the inside of a skin of a grape. A lot of women are like, I'm having my red wine because of it. Well, it's not the same, but we've got the actual, we broke down the pill and we have all the extracted resveratrol in that. So that's why we do have that anti-ager in it. You stick to the products, and like he said, our cells recycle every 4 months. And if you've been on those products for every 4 months, you're going to have a new cellular body, if that makes sense. So every 4 months we get new cells. So that means every month your cells start dying, and then you feed them, and then so in 4 months you got complete new ones, which is huge, you know, for all of us. And just to be honest, we all didn't get our cell energy. It was supposed to come out in March, and it did come out in May. And so we're like, do a couple more months, and we'll have it for 4 months in us. So that's really good. And I'm gonna just do my quick one because I never tell my best friend, but I am gonna do it. I don't know if I can do that real fast, but I actually only have one line. During my pregnancy, I got really sick, and I received, it's called pulmonary fibrosis. So it scar tissued up my lungs, so I have capacity of 1. So from the age of 25 until, well, it's now been 21 years, until I got on the products, been on steroids chronically, and my little size 3 body went out. And several medications, inhalers, and I started the products faithfully in February, and the end of June, no more pharmaceuticals. So that's huge. So I can breathe, I don't have to worry about it. Now a lot of people actually end up with oxygen. I was fortunate enough that I guess I was young enough not to have to worry about it. But I did use my steroids faithfully, and I started weaning myself off, you know, I'm doing my own doctoring on my body, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this and this. And I realized that my B and my D replaced, believe it or not, my inhalers. And I would even go run out there with my grandkids and stroll them, and normally we have a hilly house, you know, yard or subdivision. And I would get winded, but as long as I had those 2, I put them in my system before I started going, and I would run around. I was great. I was like, dang, this is great. I don't have to put down a hill. And then I started slowly getting rid of my steroids, and now June 30th was my last day of taking the pharmaceutical, which is really good for me. So that's my story, and I never tell that. I'm just going to tell you, I'll let everybody tell their testimonies, but anybody that has a lung issue or it's been on oxygen, they have a chance to get off, which is phenomenal. So
I'm going to share that, thank you. My cousin Debbie wants to speak for me.
yay! My Debbie.
Well, I don't want to stand.
like we both did because of being insecure with our weight, to she's on fire. She's just on fire. You know, we talk daily, we go out, she's energetic and fun and full of life, and her weight loss is just astronomical. So I asked about it. She didn't push me into this. She didn't mention it to me. Not one time did she say try this, because I'm very skeptical and she knows it. But I asked her and started. I don't have restless leg anymore, which was an issue. I was up every night crying because after the surgery it was in my left leg. I couldn't sleep. It just kept me awake every night. It's gone. I feel better. I'm on medicine like you had been, Nicole. So I'm kind of curious if I'm going to feel the difference in the boost in my mind now as I'm still taking prescribed meds. But that's a huge thing to me. I don't want to be on it. You know, I think when you have that one desire to be or feel better, when you've got something like this in your system that makes you feel better. I mean, it's so apparent. My daughter tells me, Mom, you're happy. I can see that you've got more energy, and I'm not an energetic person. I mean, I sit in the house and feel sorry for myself. That's the routine I have gotten into over life, and I'm not doing that anymore. And this isn't a week's time. But my aunt and my uncle also. I love you guys so much. I saw you at Christmas. This is the last time I've physically seen either of you. Tremendous difference in your skin tone, the color, your eyes are bright. It makes me cry to see the difference in the two of you and how happy you are, how lucky you are. And I just think it's well worth it. So try it if you haven't.
We're gonna do some of the business in just a second. David's got something to say. I've only got 2 slides for business, so don't worry, it's not gonna make it take but a minute. So, but Pat, did you want to say something real quick?
The only thing I wanted to say is about pharmaceuticals. You know, all the side effects. To me, it's very scary when with pharmaceuticals, when you just hear the commercials, it's going to tell you you don't want to take that pill. I want to tell you because some of the side effects. But I will tell you this: I am allergic to 16 drugs. So they tried them on me with my back injury and so on and so forth. So therefore, I had to seek natural because I took a pill that was smaller than a baby aspirin, 1 pill, and I had stroke-like symptoms for 22 hours. So that told me that my body said not on my watch. So you have to be careful, but with all the side effects, once again, these have no side effects.
Well, they do.
And,
You'll feel better.
It was late. Well, you're gonna feel great.
You'll get healthy. Yeah, you'll get healthy.
It is gonna feel great, but I have to say that it is not, I'm not against the drug companies. I'm really not. I mean, I don't think you need to run out there and do that. But I'm just saying, put in something in your body that your body is already craving, which is natural, and heal your body. God put these here on this earth. Every ingredient that is in our sprays is God's pharmacy, not our pharmacy, His pharmacy. And that's the way it's meant to be. If you put these in your body is made to run on natural, not chemicals. So if you put the right things in, guess what, gang? It's going to show on the outside. Thank you.
Make it brief. Would you like to come up and discuss today in the car?
Yes.
This is the business side of the business. This is Mr. David Reed, the businessman of our chin spray business.
Who's trimming.
Thank you very much for that flattering introduction. So glad to see everybody here. Such an honor to see everybody here. Ordinarily, I kind of shy away from things of this sort, but this product has changed my life and the way I look at everything. I initially tried this product because I was aging. I am in my early 50s, and I was just tired of the sluggish feeling. So, upon my wife's suggestion, I tried these products, and it was incredible the way I began to feel within a matter of days. And I just began to feel like my old self, like I hadn't felt in many years. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. But there was bonuses that I was not prepared for. I was not prepared for my appetite to change, my loss of my desire for the things of sweets. I used to eat ice cream like almost every day. I liked my sodas. I liked certain other foods. And I just lost my desire for that. And I began to crave other things like salads and fruits and vegetables and water. Oh my God, water. That's all I drink. I keep cases of water in my work van, my company vehicle now. So I stay hydrated. I have energy. Oh my God, and then the pounds started coming off. I wasn't ready for that either. I mean, steadily, 2 to 3 pounds a week. Slow, but every week, consistently 2 to 3 pounds. And I did go for a physical, and my doctor weighed me in at 241. And then I guess it was 2 weeks ago when I was reweighed, and I was at 211. So I'm like, was not even concerned about my weight. Could have cared less about my weight. But there I was. I had some extra pounds that I shed. Had to go out and buy new clothes. Wasn't ready for that either. That's okay. But from the business perspective, it's been incredibly easy because I don't like talking about products and, you know, the monster truck deal. You know, it's like, you got to try this. You know, that you've got to persuade people and con people and say, you need to try this. And, you know, I see so much manipulation in so many sales presentations. But with this product, it's an all-natural product. It does what it does naturally. And then when I meet somebody, because I'm a real social person, I love talking. You know, I love relationships with my fellow human beings. And so I travel a lot with my job. And so every day, I'm in a conversation with a different person, and I just listen to what they're saying. Listen to how they're talking, or the words that they use. And I can hear them saying, I'm just not feeling as good as I could. And so it just opens a door, and I get to talk about the product a little bit. You know, just simple questions. You know, would you like to feel a little bit better, a little more like you used to be in years gone by? And naturally, people are curious, and they ask questions. I just answer them. I just tell them a little bit of my testimony, and I end up with like a couple of people standing around asking more questions. You don't have to sell this product. You don't have to do anything. You just live your life and listen to how people around you talk. And occasionally you get to mention it, and several times this past week alone, I was in different cities across South Carolina, and this happened. Even a coworker yesterday, I noticed that she was talking about she wasn't feeling like she used to. So these little doors open up all the time. I don't have a planning book where I'm like scheduling to go places and meet with people and talk with people. It just happens. Like the product, it's all natural. It just happens naturally. It's an easy deal.
Real quick, we'll just go through the last 2 slides. There's 2 ways to get paid in the company, and they're not on these slides, but it's very detailed comp plan that will blow your mind. It's an amazing comp plan, never seen anything like it. And comp plan, for people that don't know, is a compensation plan, the way you get paid. We have patented spray technology. We have proprietary and state-of-the-art software. You are in the right place at the right time because we just started February 8, 2014, so it's like the doors just opened and there's 1,500 maybe distributors in the whole world for this?
In the U.S.
In the U.S., okay. So, yes.
Those people that haven't heard the story from was it the creator of can you share that, or are you able to
The
share that?
vitamin D.
How that, did it actually heal their child?
Oh, yeah, I didn't finish that story, but
Is that
yes, she
part
got
of it?
better.
Okay.
Yeah, because I said that earlier about they started the company for the vitamin D.
Yeah, what did she have?
She just, her immune system was shot.
She had a vitamin D deficiency, and everything was going wrong that could go wrong. And they couldn't figure it out, and they did a lot of back and forth to the doctor, and then they were like, run every test possible. Your doctors don't run vitamin D tests. It's not covered by insurance. So anything that you come in for, for symptoms is what we treat you with. Prescriptions, say you've got a headache or a migraine, we're going to give you migraine medicine. But migraines are a vitamin B12 deficiency. Instead of giving you a vitamin, we prescribe pills.
They're trying to treat the symptoms.
Well, in anyone that's a physician's defense, you only do 1 nutrition class. The rest are pharmaceutical classes. in the anatomy classes. And then if you do specialties such as obstetrics, you learn how to deliver babies, or general surgery, you learn, you know, the tissues and how to operate. But other than that, it's anatomy classes and mainly pharmaceuticals, what pharmaceuticals work with what organs. And then, of course, we go to our Google book, which is our PDR, which, you know, on that page, it shows you which is the best absorption for nutrients. And of course, sprays were already there. We didn't put that there. That's just, it's part of a doctor's Google book, is like what I like to call it.
So it was a young child that had
A young child.
was sick a lot, they didn't
Sick
know
a lot.
what it was.
No, and then they found out it was a D deficiency, and they said, what can we give her? And the doctor kind of laughed and said, well, you know, there's D2 out there, but it really doesn't do a whole lot. And they said, what can we do? Well, you can put her out in the sun for about 3 hours a day. They lived in Ramon, California, which is San Francisco. They were like, you know, no sunscreen to get enough vitamin D in her system. So that wasn't going to work. So being a successful, and I'm just going to say a millionaire because he created this other company, he said, I need to know how I can create you know, get a D3 with my daughter. And they kind of jokingly laughed and said, you know, why don't you just get a scientist and create it? Won't it be funny? That's what he did.
Right.
So then when he did that, he said, what other deficiencies are out there? And then that's why Cal-10 was created. They used him for themselves for about a year or more and changed the delivery system, kind of messed around on themselves, the whole family. 2 young children and a husband and wife. And they did it themselves until they were like, you know what, we're on to something. Then they started to film Dynamite. Mel Gill will tell you, he did the cell energy before anybody got to try it. And he used to get on, he goes, I feel like Spider-Man, I can go everywhere. He's, you know, because he's feeling young. Now imagine he's been on it for his 4 months of cell recycling. So he, you know, it's kind of exciting to realize that not is this a company that has, the owners didn't try it and they went through the trial program of everything, learning everything. They use it and consume it themselves before they even put it out in the hands of the public.
Yeah.
So, but she's perfect, fine, and the whole family's doing great, and so.
I think that's important.
It's very important. I mean,
That's how it came about.
that's the
They
only
weren't
way it
looking
came
to make
out.
something to sell.
Yeah, and they would have continued with, it's called My Video Talk, and it's web programs where you can do conference calls, and that was their business. And their business is doing completely well, 11 years in the business. They have the same comp plan that they brought to us, and they've already made 28 millionaires on this compensation program. And we are now, 10 is now in 8 different countries. And we just launched in February. I was there in February for the pre-launch. And it's really exciting because every week we get some kind of like note, like something's coming up, something is coming up, and we're getting ready to have a new website soon. And we're going to have 10 TV, which is huge because we'll have capability of, instead of everybody can say, Melissa, can you help me? There's going to be videos of what B does and what D does and all that. So you don't have to really do a lot of work, except for you can just pull up on your cell phone or app on your phone pretty soon and say, here, let me show you this presentation, and you'll have it right there for you. And you'll even have Mel Gill, the owner, talking about why he created this company. And it was about his child's deficiency, and as well as testimonials. You have testimonials of people, they're not paid. These are people just like you saw Nicola's up here, and Lisa, I mean, Michelle, the thing about it is, and David, we're real people, and we're getting real results, and that's what it's all about. And, you know, no one's paid for anything. I don't get paid to come here. I am a leader. I'm above Sherry. And when Sherry got into the business, she was very hesitant, and I was telling her, you know, these things will help you and your family, and she started taking them. Again, like I told you, after a couple of days, she was calling me, she goes, what is going on? I feel great, and I was like, yes. So then I would spend a little time with her on the phone, and one of her problems I told her she was going to have when she got into this business, and she goes, what is that? And I said, you're going to have a really hard time keeping product.
And keeping your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
my mouth doesn't stay shut anymore.
so it's like she said, we have the only dual binary compensation program out there. And to be honest, the owner actually put a challenge out there. Find me another company that has a better, do you know that? A better compensation program. And I think he's like, I'll give you $5,000.
website. You don't have to pay a monthly fee or pay it every year or anything like that. It's just flat $49. And then once you sign up for that $49, you choose one of our packs, and there's a basic 10. I don't know if that's big enough for y'all to see or not, but I'll just read it. The basic 10 package is a $200 $200 package, and it's a $59.90 a month auto ship, and that's a pack of 4 sprays. You get the D, the B, the Super 10, the Slim.
And no cell.
No cell in that one. And your auto ship special, that costs you about $15 a piece once you pay for that auto ship.
Your tube price is $15.
The next package is a Super 10 package, and that's $350 for the product, plus that's a $59 auto ship also, which is the same 4-pack with no cell energy. And your auto ship, that's $15 per spray. So if you wanted to retail the product, you can actually, that's one of the 10 ways to earn money. They want us to buy a product and resell it. And so you can retail the product pretty much for anywhere from $30 to $40 a spray, sell energy for $50, and make a retail income that way. And then there's other ways through the compensation plans. And then the best way to come into the company is the Diamond 10 package. That's $350 and $119 a month for a 10-pack auto ship, which was the 2 sprays and everything, but the cell energy, you're not paying for it. They're giving you those.
Well,
So,
in the end, it used to be only 20 sprays. They
Now
didn't
it's
change the
23.
cost. They're giving you 3 cell for free.
so you're getting...
That's $150 in retail product for free, and they're not changing that. You're not gonna have to pay for it.
When you get the Diamond 10 pack, you actually get a shipment of 23 sprays shipped to your door. That's 5 full sets. 5 4-piece sets with 3 cell energies. Then your auto ship every month is a 10 pack, which is 2 of everything, you know. So you're getting for $119, and that's the best way to come in. I got my 23 pack, and it was sold before it got to my door. I've yet to get a 23 pack, because I usually order several of them, or several of the $119, the 10 packs. I've yet to get any that I get to keep any, except for my auto ship, because I'm not letting anybody touch that for me and David. There's one 10 pack a month that nobody gets, because David and I are not going without. But every time, I've had like 5 orders coming in this month, I've yet to keep a bottle, except for our auto ship. Nicole's having the same problem, she's not even been in a week yet. She's already sold what she's got, what came in yesterday, and she's got another set coming. And that's pretty much spoken for too. This is a problem you have, and it's a good problem to have. And the reason is it's changing lives. It's not about me or making money. It's,
You feel it.
I get teary-eyed every day because somebody new tells me something different about their life. And it's like ministry. Good gosh. Same thing. It's ministry but with nutrition. Sorry? Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's a miracle.
exactly.
It is.
That's a miracle.
Next slide, Angie. So those are the ways to come in, and it's really simple. A binary is you sign up and you put 2 people in, you help them get 2. You're pretty much done, but you really want to work more and help your team, but it's based on 2, they get 2, they get 2. And then the next slide. And by the time you get 2 and everybody gets 2 after 12 months, you should have about 8,000 people in your downline. And you get paid off everything they're doing, and you help them do everything. There's car bonuses, there's cash bonuses, there's 10 ways to get paid, and you get paid. It's the easiest thing I've ever seen. And for somebody that looks at it, if you know network marketing, you're like, this company's going to fail in no time because they're so generous. Well, then you realize, wait a minute, they've been doing it for 11 years on the other arm of the company. So we know it's sound, we know it's not going anywhere. And every Wednesday you get some pay, and it's pretty nice on Wednesdays when you get a little bit or a lot of pay.
And you get paid once you have your 2 partners.
Yeah, once you get
You
to
qualify for all the other ways to get paid.
right. And then Melissa just recently qualified for a car, so she
Yay,
gets her
well,
regular
nice.
Mercedes
I
BMW.
get Mercedes, and I don't get paid for it. Yeah.
And she's only been in since February, so she's done that, and she qualified in June, so from February to June.
4 months.
They make it too easy. So that's why we're excited about that side of it, but more than anything, it's about how people are changing, they're growing, their minds are opening. And I know when their minds open up, because of the nutrition, their minds are open to other things they need to be open to. And that's why I'm excited, because I believe if we can change their minds nutritionally, their minds are going to change in other areas of life that needs to be changed.
Sherry, can I say something? I want to say one thing that you guys don't know me, but 3 months ago, God actually called me into the ministry, and I'm actually going on my first mission trip next month. I'm going to the LA Dream Center, to the to the slums. So, and I'm really excited. I know God's going to do great things. We got a team of 20 people that's going. But the reason I want to get up is God just actually gave me something. I want to share it with you guys. It's just real strong in my heart. I'm looking at this lady right here, and you know, there's no cure for dementia.